Sometimes life is tough. It's hard to find what your true passion is. But if you can find that passion and really work with it, it can turn out to be something great. I'm Lee Lowell, founder and editor of the Instant Money Trader newsletter. And luckily for me, my passion was working on the trading floors and taking that knowledge and turning it into a newsletter, which we've been running for about 6 years now. And the feedback that we get from the members has been superb, and that's really payment enough for me. So let me tell you the history of the cash codes, at least for me. When you work on an exchange, you either have to be a seat owner or lease a seat from a seat owner. That's the only way you can trade on the exchange. And seats cost millions of dollars. So the cash codes basically came out as a way for me to help pay for that seat lease. And I watched other traders on the floor, and they were using these cash codes as a monthly steady stream of cash to help them pay their bills. And that's where I first learned of them. The cash codes, you can take it as far as you want. I mean, for me, it was helping to pay for that seat lease. You can do 10 times that if you want, 100 times that, and people were doing it. So it is a very reliable, consistent way to make money. I would say most professional traders would like to keep this secret, but it really isn't a secret. So coming out of college, I had an economics major, and I knew once I left college, New York was where I wanted to be. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised, and Wall Street was my destination. I had a friend who was a few years older than me, and he was trading on the NYMEX in New York City. It's a New York Mercantile Exchange. And I knew I wanted to do exactly what he did. I knew nothing about it, but I knew that's where I wanted to be. Luckily for me, there was a firm that was just opening their doors. They came from Chicago. They wanted to start a New York operation. So I was in the right place at the right time, and that's how I got my start on the NYMEX. So the NYMEX exchange is an area where oil futures and options trade. Commodities such as unleaded gasoline, heating oil, crude oil, natural gas. I was hired by a very wealthy individual who worked out of Chicago. He had a couple of offices around the world. And what he would do is he would give us money in a bank account, and we would trade his money, and we would split all the profits. So let me tell you the history of the cash codes, at least for me. When you work on an exchange, you have to rent a seat or be a seat owner. And seats cost millions of dollars. So yeah, you needed to have a way to pay for your monthly dues. Watching other guys trade, I came across these cash codes, and they were using these cash codes as a monthly steady stream of cash to help them pay their bills, and that's where I first learned of them. I would say most professional traders would like to keep this secret, but it really isn't a secret. If you know anything about it, you can use it, anybody could use them. You can take it as far as you want. I mean, for me, it was helping to pay for that $8,000 a month seat lease. You can do 10 times that if you want, 100 times that, and people were doing it. So it is a very reliable, consistent way to make money. What the cash codes really are, they're a number and letter combination of an investment or speculation by people in the market who think they know where an investment is going within a certain amount of time. And I found in my years of trading that most of these speculators are dead wrong. So what we're doing is we're taking the other side of this speculative bet. And since the inception of Instant Money, we've had over 100 winners, 94% win rate on these types of trades, and it's just been fantastic. These cash codes are just like any other trade. As long as you have a funded trading account, you can do these cash code trades, and in fact, they're safe enough to do in your IRA. There's a reason why it's called Instant Money Trading, because in fact, when you trade one of these cash codes, the money shows up in your trading account instantly, not a month from now or 2 months from now, instantly. As soon as you make the trade, the money's there. So after being on the NYMEX for a number of years, being real successful using these codes to help pay for my seat lease every month, that wasn't really the end goal for me. My end goal was to spend more time with my family. My first daughter was about 6 months old at the time, and I realized that I didn't need to be tied down to the exchange anymore. The internet was getting going. This is in the late 1990s, and I realized all I needed was a computer and an internet connection. So there really wasn't much of a transition, a hard transition. I was basically still trading these cash codes. It's just that I wasn't doing them on the exchange anymore, and I was saving myself $8,000 a month. I had friends who would approach me, say, hey, what are you doing? How are you making your money? Can you help me out? Teach me what you're doing. And that was really the start that got me involved in, okay, maybe I could do something to help people out, whether that was writing articles on the internet or even starting a newsletter, just teaching people what I was doing. And then in 2008, I met Bob Williams, the founder of Wall Street Daily, great guy, and we basically shared our passion for Wall Street and trading. And he was real interested in these cash codes that I've been writing about, and I told him about it and how it's been real successful. And we decided to leverage some of that knowledge and start this newsletter where we could take those cash codes and make our subscribers a lot of money. We happened to start Instant Money Trader at the right time, and for a lot of people in November 2008, right in the heart of the financial crisis, most people would be dying to get out of the market. But for us, the Instant Money Trader, these cash codes actually work so much better in a down market. And the reason for that is when the market's going down, people are panicking. And in a panic, people will pay a lot more for these cash codes. So that first cash code paid out, I believe, $1,150, which was great for our subscribers. And I was real happy with it. They were real happy with it, getting instant money like that. And people were really, I think, wowed and overwhelmed with it and didn't understand that something like this could exist, that they could just make a trade, something called a cash code, and someone will deposit money right into their account. So the members are really happy. I knew the response was going to be really good, and getting those first responses were really good. So there was no surprise to me. We get hundreds upon hundreds of testimonials from happy members. First of all, because it's a system of trading that they've never heard before, they never knew existed, but they're extremely happy that it's out there, that they're learning it, because these cash codes are paying them instant money. And a lot of them are getting a lot of money. And I have an email right here from Jeff Levy, who's a bigwig VP at a major global brewery, and he says, "It was another great year. I made $22,219 following your recommendations. It also gave me the confidence to make some trades on my own. This is the best investment research I get from anyone in terms of accuracy and safety. Thanks again." We get tons of emails just like this all the time. When you're trading the markets, every day's different, every day's new, so it never gets old, it never gets boring. But I think with Instant Money Trader, one of the things that really keeps me going is the testimonials and the feedback that we get from our members. And when you've been successful in life and you decide to give some of that back, you really appreciate the nice thoughts that people are having, and they're sending these thoughts to you with emails, and that's getting that feedback really keeps me going. I think when you're teaching somebody something new, you really want to focus on the education. You really want to give them the ins and outs, the hows, the whys, and I knew when I started a newsletter, I wanted to make sure everybody is comfortable with what they're doing. It's a new strategy for some, but I wanted to make sure that they knew exactly what they were getting into. So education is a big part of the newsletter. In the almost 6 years that we've been running this service, we have well over 100 successful trades, and that's a 94% win rate. The trades that we're taking the other side of are the gamblers. They're making their trades, and they have a very high probability of losing, which in turn makes us have a high probability of winning, and that's where the 94% win rate comes in. These cash codes are everywhere. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of these, and I spend my time sitting in front of my computer screens watching the markets all day long. So I'm watching these investments and I'm watching these trades that people are making, and when I see trades that come across that I deem are so speculative, that these are never going to work out from the people on the other side, and I know that that's the time for us to get in, and we're just going to take the other side of that trade. So when you first get on board with the Instant Money Trader, first of all, you're going to get material that goes in depth about what the strategy is and how to use it. So you'll be up to speed very quickly. We don't want to let anyone come in here blind to what's going on. We want to give everyone as much information as possible. So you'll have that information up front. And just so you know, I have a great team, a dedicated team just for Instant Money Trader. We're here, we're accessible all the time. My team is always here to help. I'm not going to bombard you with 500 emails. We already get overloaded already. You'll get typically 1 to 3 emails a week from me, and that's either going to be a new trade. We'll either go over positions we have in place, and then on the Friday, we'll have the Q&A session. So we're typically looking at 1 to 3 emails a week. Look, we set this service up for you not to fail. I mean, we do all the work. I pick out the best cash codes there are out of the thousands that are out there. I mean, it really is hard for you to fail at this. First of all, the codes are going to be very consistent, very conservative, and they're going to be on brand name companies, household names, people that everyone has heard of. So we're not doing any crazy trades, no high flyers. These are consistent, quality name brand companies. When I send out a new trade for the Instant Money Trader, it's really simple. You just need your basic trading account. It can be done by anybody. You can do it through your computer. If you still talk to a broker these days, you can call them up and have them do the trade for you. But it's pretty seamless and it's very easy. So I'll send you the trade alert. You take the cash code, you enter it into your computer and your trading account, and you can decide to do as much or as little as you want. It's up to you. No catch. Once you punch in that code, that money shows up into your account instantly. That's why it's called Instant Money Trader. And you can use it, do with it whatever you like. I think what I really want to convey to every Instant Money Trader member, new and old, is that I'm here to educate you, show you how to make money with a system that you may have never heard of before, and really have fun with it.